Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is a cool video to end off on. We could do this. It's top of the AM. We need something to stimulate our mind. I'm gonna post all these on the recap though. You already know.
Over the past 18 months, flock surveillance cameras have become a massive topic, with the first signs of national unrest coming in the fight against flock and its products, with people waging the war inside and outside of the courtroom, taking matters often into their own hands. But what if I told you that flock cameras is merely the Trojan horse, and that something even worse has been growing alongside it, that has gone almost completely ignored? And at the same time flock has placed about 113,000 cameras across the US, this new company may have already placed that number or more. And I think it goes without saying that we all sort of knew this flock thing was part of something larger, you know,
Oh
the
yeah, the camera
growing
don't look that
surveillance
bad.
state in the surveillance grid. But before we can really get into all that, I think we should go back to the beginning.
Hit that like, man. Learn about flock cameras.
The company Flock is officially named Flock Safety, but let's be honest, Flock Surveillance would be a far more accurate name. Founded in 2017 in Atlanta, Georgia by a then 29-year-old Garrett Langley. Flock in less than 10 years has become a leader in its class and one of the most valuable companies in this
I
industry,
genuinely
and
saved
at
a
the
flock
same time
camera
has
picture.
arguably become the most hated company in America
And it's
right
not
now.
here.
I think DuPont or Dow Pharmaceuticals could pour a bunch of endocrine disrupting chemicals into America's waterways, and Flock would still be far more hated. In any case, Flock is a unique example of how unimpressive the ruling class is. Because for all the bark and bite about hunting you down with Flock cameras and soon to be Flock drones, the man behind Flock is kind of a goofball. He's 38 right now, and for the photograph in his Forbes article, wore pants so tight they make sausage casing.
Man, that's a stage front, bro. That's a stage front. People think Elon Musk is just completely behind. Oh yeah, he created Tesla, and that's just his idea. Or this dude is the leader of Flock. These are front men. We on a world fucking stage, bro. They implement their new technologies through fucking beings. This is no different than Tesla to me. That's how I view shit, bro. I'm not gonna say no different than Tesla, but like, cause I understand Tesla was probably he was a real man that had studies and stuff like that. But you got to understand how, even though Tesla was a man, they will create Nikolai Tesla, the character, out of the man. I don't know if y'all know what I'm saying with that shit, but
Look loose. Garrett,
yo,
as
make
we
me a
said his name
video,
is an
thumbnail me
incredibly
reacting
unskilled
to
PR
flock
man
cameras.
and doesn't seem to have much or any media training because he has only magnified the people's hatred for his company. I don't want to be excessively cruel, even though he is trying to help enslave us all, but he really doesn't even seem that intelligent. Like when you read Jeffrey Epstein's diaries and he misspells basic words like the and. Let me continue before yapping too long. Garrett thought it was a good idea not too long ago to broadcast to the world that the people who don't like his company and its products are terroristic.
Debates, and we follow the law. And then unfortunately there's terroristic organizations like DFLOG, whose primary motivation is chaos.
As well as other things like how they hate safety and must be criminals. All because you and I don't want a company in your government to be able to track your every move, the movements of every single American citizen at every second, even more than they already can. And ladies and gentlemen, don't you ever forget that you wanting privacy, we are being told, is what makes you their enemy. And so before I even continued making this video, I decided to poll you guys and see what you thought about this whole topic and if you were in support of flock cameras, because maybe me and the other people against it are just in the minority. Now obviously I didn't think that was going to be the case, but I was pretty shocked when with the poll that got to almost 10,000 of you, there were less than 3% of those almost 10,000 people who responded that they do support flock cameras. Not 30%, only 3%. And frankly, since I know a lot of you guys that answered yes, that you support flock cameras are trolls, let's be honest, it's less than probably 150 people who do. And the comments weren't any better. People are so angry about this. It's beginning to push everything seemingly over the edge into a place we have not been in a very long time.
what I say? Yeah, this the thing. Right now they can surveillance you, but it's illegal. They have to do it's like they're surveillancing you. Everything can be bypassed, everything can be watched, but they still gotta get permission. It's illegal. But flock cameras is gonna make it legal for them to violate your privacy. Right now they're already violating your privacy, but it's behind the scenes. They selling your data and they doing all this shit. They can get your information. But
who do.
behind
And the
the
comments
scenes.
weren't any better. People are so angry about this. It's beginning to push everything.
Because dude said, wait until you guys hear about smartphones and online shopping, and you watch movies like Social Dilemma. They got all your information. It's just only the top companies using that shit. Okay, in order to legally surveil someone, they would need a warrant to track their phone, but not with flock cameras. Carrying a phone everywhere is optional. Someone could leave it at home, but a flock camera can track you as long as you are walking a route with them mounted. Somebody said, you're actually so naive if you believe this. No, it's a fact. That's true, though. It's not legal to just fucking surveillance someone. Like, it's not legal to just steal people, but that don't mean that's not happening. It's happening already. Your information is being your bank, bro. This shit is a world stage. You say it like that, right? You're being surveillance. But at the same time, they want to surveillance you. Shit. Everybody being surveillance by God.
Seemingly over the edge into a place we have not been in a very long time in this country. And I do find this all ironic though, because Flock is claiming to be trying to keep us safe, and yet no one wants their quote-unquote safety. And the irony of Flock for their LinkedIn page for the company having right up in front the tagline that safety is a fundamental right is not lost on me. And yet the company, posing as an entity seeking to bring about the end of crime, has only a fraction of support from Americans. Clearly something is different between what they are promising then and what they are delivering. And it does seem odd, like maybe safety and security isn't the real goal here, which you've probably already come to understand if you're watching this video. But we're gonna see it's a lot deeper than just wanting to monitor us. Let's look at how Garrett originally pitched and currently pitches Flock, and I'm already so tired of saying that silly name for this stupid company. In typical tech founder style, Garrett pitches his company to several VCs or venture capitalists with a massively impossible and really stupid sounding promise. And in this case, Garrett pitched the idea of Flock with the very simple and easily attainable goal of, imagine if we could eliminate crime. We capture evidence to make it easier for police to do their job. Obviously, that's like the stupidest thing ever because not all crimes happen in view of a Flock camera. In any case, this pitch worked and Garrett was invited to the Y Combinator, which is an incubator for startups that a ton of massive tech companies you know today have been through. And with some time, he pretty quickly built a successful demo and pitch deck, which allowed him to secure millions in funding and begin scaling the company. And eventually with some more time, he was able to secure even bigger money to the tune of several $100 million from four main sources. Andreessen and Horowitz, the Founders Fund, which is run by Peter Thiel, Kleiner Perkins, and Tiger Global. I kid you not, this is for later, but just know that each of these investment firms is mentioned dozens of times in the Epstein files and have connections to Jeffrey Epstein, not even like super distant ones, like pretty direct ones. In some cases, Epstein's buddies with the guys behind these funds. And as we'll see later, Jeffrey Epstein's network and money has actually contributed to building this entire surveillance grid. It's insane, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
So basically, they're gonna say Epstein is the modern day Hitler. That's what they're trying to do. Because when you look at the timeline, 100 years down, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that was the Epstein timeline." No, no, we need to unveil everything, nigga. The fuck? Who else? Why is Epstein tied to everything? Because it has nothing to do with him. He's the front runner. That's why the dude said he's not that intelligent. He's telling you. He just said the owner of Flock is not that intelligent. He's telling you they don't own that shit. That's my conspiracy theory. Coop ain't gonna say it. I'ma say it. They don't own none of this shit. Jeffrey Epstein don't. That nigga's a fucking. He has a leader and a boss. Why you think he got extracted? He didn't even get killed. Because he has a boss. He has a team. He has somebody, bro. They even if they did kill him off, it was his own people. Commit suicide, but a trip van pulls up and the cameras turn off. Michael Franzese says it's impossible to hang yourself in a jail. How many times do I need to hear the truth? And when you learn all this information over time, and then new stuff happens, it just confirms everything you learned in the past. I swear to God, it's just crazy.
These hundreds of millions of dollars allowed the company
push-ups.
to expand nationwide, with now over 113,000 flock cameras across the nation, monitoring 24/7 and securing over 20 billion images per month. That's billion with a B and 20 with a 20 every single month. Not every year, not every 6 months, but 20 billion license plates, cars, drivers, pictured, described, mapped, and traced, creating a nationwide autonomous dragnet that monitors hundreds of millions of Americans at this point and their movements, creating a map in real time, all without even a warrant. If that doesn't make your blood boil and your heart beat with ideas of revolution, I don't know what will. Officially, Flock's revenue is somewhere north of $300 million per annum, and that number is taken by getting the average cost of a Flock camera per year multiplied by the number of units that have been deployed. And since Flock doesn't charge or charges very little for a camera's installation, most of the money is made on rental contracts, which cost the average consumer about $3,000 per camera per year. Sometimes more, almost never less. And considering that Flock camera per year multiplied by the number of units that have been deployed. And since Flock doesn't charge or charges very little for a camera's installation, most of the money is made on rental contracts, which cost the average consumer about $3,000 per camera per year. Sometimes more, almost never less. And considering that Flock cameras are used by over 5,000 law enforcement agencies, in over 6,000 communities, they are heavily embedded in the nation. We're going to touch on the Fed's abuse of the camera shortly. However, what's not extremely well known about Flock is that—
Mind you, do you see all that surveillance? This looked like a commercial from the early 2000s. And they already got home surveillance. They already got all the surveillance. But now it's 4K tray. Now they can view the whole map like Call of Duty, like a Call of Duty. They got military tech, basically.
In the nation.
The average company has military technology.
We're going to touch on the Fed's abuse of the camera shortly. However, what's not extremely well known about Flock is that you don't have to be an agency to buy or use a Flock camera. In fact, one of the initial target markets for Flock were HOAs or homeowners associations. As if you needed another reason to loathe an HOA, it's that. They also have databases monitoring everyone coming in and out of the neighborhood, and that data too is being streamed into the nationwide network. So now not only on public roads are you being monitored, or as you go into an Academy Sports to buy a baseball bat or a firearm, like in this video.
The new Jeffrey Ireland. We got some more videos to react to. Can anyone explain why they would have a Flock camera watching?
You are now even being monitored at home, in your neighborhood, and the state is seeing all you are doing there as well. Because I refuse to believe that these are only capable of taking photos of your plates.
We have cameras everywhere in that town. You can't get a breath of fresh air in or out without us knowing. Right. You know the quality on the camera doorbell you have. Yep. I've got that on my phone right now of you taking that package.
Where is this place?
I just told you.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, I have you on camera.
Okay.
You taking a package and walking away. Is there any reason why you would have done that?
Nope.
You were in town from 11:52 until 12:09.
Look, bro, it's at the point to where it's like I go to work, right? Every time I'm at work and I see a camera, I just be like, damn, like, this nigga really just got me, like I'm on so many people with cameras, bro. Like, I know I am. I know they be watching. Like, I could feel the cameras when I'm at work. I could feel them. If that makes sense. Like, you could feel the cameras, bro. It's hilarious.
Exactly. Like I said, nothing gets in or out of the town without us knowing about it.
1:52 a.m.?
Yes.
On the second. See, I need
and
a phone and all this crap.
And here, well, I can show you. And here's when you left at 12:09. That's when you left town.
To get.
No, to stop at Ridge Trail
Wait a minute.
and take a package. Well, there's no shushing. I don't
Yes,
need to
there
be.
is. I need to know where this is.
It doesn't matter.
I got you
I'll be
on
giving
camera.
this all to you.
Man, you motherfuckers. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't trying to make about race.
If you're going to deny it to me,
Yes.
I am not going to help you with any courtesy. It is her. It is 100%. It is locked in. There is zero doubt. I wouldn't have come here unless
If
I
it
was
was her.
100% sure.
Right.
100%. It is certain.
She
It is on
gaslighting.
video. You're obviously welcome to go to court.
Okay, by video evidence, you have the ring and you have my truck. And that is it.
Nope. Everybody in the town of Bomar has a camera.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
And
I
really,
don't
there's no other
doubt
way to
that,
treat a
like-
camera except that it's filming 24/7. Continuing though, some of these cameras I have even seen placed so close to houses you can touch them. Like in this video from Business Review, he's a great channel, a great dude, and I really recommend him. He's on the forefront of a ton of issues like the fight against
That's why I
flock.
got into content, because I'm like, bruh, everybody on the camera surveillance.
Is flock safety eavesdropping on private citizens? In this case, this flock raven is literally under the eave of a private residence.
Wow.
How close? I'm now touching the sill of this house, standing next to the raven. This cannot be more than 3 feet from a
Jesus.
private home's window.
Especially
I
in
don't
the
know if that's a
window.
bedroom window or a living room window, but that microphone is certainly going to be able to
To
pick
pick
up
up.
conversations inside of this house.
Wow.
Not to mention, you can also find videos online of these flock cameras with angles into people's homes. This is to say that, alarmingly, even if every single law enforcement agency dropped flock right now as we watch this video, they would still be able to monitor uncountable millions of Americans because HOAs and other community organizations make up around 40% of all flock cameras
Flock
in
cameras,
use.
right.
And because of this, the problem is far deeper than we can imagine.
can't
But it's also much
analyze them.
stranger too, because officially
Not gonna
Flock is
work.
getting revenue from the camera rental contracts, but those numbers for the revenue ignore the far larger revenue stream Flock is likely to be drawing from, Flock's database and data collection systems. Obviously, this is incredibly valuable data. You effectively know where
The fuck was he
anywhere
yapping
from
about?
a third to
Nigga,
2/3 of
I'm
Americans
yapping.
are 24/7.
No
And in the Flock
ALLPs.
terms of service and contractual obligations, they retain data ownership for everything these cameras collect. And do not kid yourself, that data is getting sold to the highest bidder. Just assume that always, even if a company says they aren't. Now, for legal reasons, we're just gonna say that's
Oh,
my
God.
opinion.
Oh,
As
God.
such, there could
okay,
be
Coop, we got the same opinion, Coop. Hey, we got the same opinion, Coop. Cause I got a call from Ontario, Canada yesterday, bro. Every day I'm getting a fucking new call from a random state. It's like, bro, my information is being sold at more extreme now. Like, of course I've been getting spam calls the past couple years, but this shit is every fucking day I get 3-4 calls, bro. I'm like, do I need to start changing my number, do something? Then I almost got hacked the other day. Nigga tried to sign into my fucking Apple account from like fucking random ass place in India or some shit. I just changed my password, but I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Then you know they'd be like, your password's in a data leak and shit like that. I'm like, bro, motherfucker hacked me. I need compensation, so I'm gonna get my shit back regardless. But I'm like, bro, how secure can you be in this fucking dumbass shit, bro? If y'all got all that cyber shit, it better be enough cyber security. It's niggas that are that's the thing though. As much as people are hacking and doing all this stuff, just as much as they're ethical hackers, just as much as they're people that's gonna buy. Like if you steal a nigga Bitcoin, somebody gonna find you. Like it's gonna be groups that's gonna get it back for you. Like it's actually crazy. I don't know if that's a guarantee, but like if it's a certain amount, like especially if motherfucker make content over it, they're gonna help people. People will help you out for content now. Like what I'm saying is as much as niggas used to get off and scam and get past and bypass, as much as security is hyping up, it's the same level. Like I don't think it's ever gonna be a point to where the people on the street are more advanced than people inside government, because the government will hire people off the street before they allow the streets to be more advanced on technology. Like that hacker, you think they don't have a cyber leak type hacker that worked for Rockstar, that worked for them? Just saying.
Hundreds of millions or maybe even $1 billion plus in revenue unaccounted for from flock surveillance, because that data is gold for advertisers and for governments. And I wager data is a major factor in the calculation of this company's total market value, considering the entity of Flock is valued at nearly $10 billion as a corporation. And that number really only makes sense if we're also including data streams in the EBITDA. So not only is the data you generate while on public roads being sold, the data you generate in your own home or neighborhood is also being sold. And it should be no surprise then why people are feeling compelled to give these Black Mirror pillars a trim. In any regard, if the data mapping, tracking, constitutional butt wiping, and overreach of the government isn't enough to make your blood run red, white, and blue with certain notions, then this might do it for you. Flock cameras are incredibly susceptible. A gentleman I truly respect, you've got Louis Rossman, Ben Jordan, along with a bevy of other YouTubers and buddies, have been monitoring this situation far longer and more in depth from a technical perspective than I even know how to do. That is not my expertise, and have proven along with tons of other groups that Flock cameras' operational security is about the equivalent of a little girl's dollhouse, and Flock systems can be hacked into in 30 seconds. I can't even make that up. In 30 seconds or less, with minimal know-how. And sometimes it doesn't even need to be hacked. They'll just have web listings for you to just tap in and access a camera, which in either case allows anyone to see whatever they desire and track whoever they desire. A flaw inherent in Flock systems we shall see. Now, Flock says this hasn't happened, this whole hacking thing, but we can literally prove from the vast and ever-growing stream of people across the internet that the hacks certainly have, are, and will continue happening. But that's not even the biggest problem. The biggest issues in terms of who your data is going to are Flock headquarters.
Is that how the webcam footage is released? That shit getting hacked? There's no way, because that shit, the content be getting took down, right?
The cops. Because oftentimes they aren't even using it for the remotest of things that they allege it's going to be used for. For instance, there are dozens of police officers already who have been charged with misusing Flock for a host of issues, including one officer in Haines County, Florida, who's become infamous for using the camera system to monitor his ex-wife and track her movements. And in less than 2 years, he used the camera database to track his wife 717 separate times. That's more than once every single day. And as far as I can tell, he wasn't even fired for this. We've also got the feds using this for false arrests, and then the federal government also taking this data
man, I know this bitch cheating, man. I know this bitch cheating, bro. Where this bitch be going, bro? I know that bitch fucking. Know that bitch got a nigga in my house, bro. That nigga, he is funny as a bitch, bro. This man. Yo, bro. This man said he spotted on his wife 171 times, bro.
Their purposes as well. So as stated though, this cop we mentioned, these cops really are just a few of the dozens of cops who are up to this that have been publicly outed for it. Not to mention the other issues that have come up that we don't even have time to get into. And since this technology is still extremely new, and these are just the cops who have been officially punished and mentioned, we have reason to believe the problem is vastly bigger. Because it's not like the police have ever kept anything a secret or tried to hide their misdeeds. That would be ludicrous. In any regard though, there are institutions